Medication diversion occurs when individuals steal or use medications that were not prescribed to them. This is a very serious issue and it can be fatal, particularly when it comes to opioids.
Here's your prescription, Ms. Smith.
This is Mrs. Smith. She was just prescribed opioids from her doctor, and while she knows that these medications can be dangerous in the wrong hands, she doesn't realize how opioid diversion could happen in her own home.
Once she gets home, Ms. Smith keeps her medications in an unsecure area, making them visible to anyone who comes into her house.
One day, her granddaughter comes over to her house and tells her she's experiencing back pain. Miss Smith offers her one of her pills.
Hey Grandma, my back is killing me.
Hey baby, I got some pills on the counter, go take one.
A few weeks pass and Mrs. Smith notices that there are fewer pills in her bottle than she thought. Mrs. Smith wasn't keeping track of her medications and had no way of knowing if she had missed taking one or if someone was stealing from her.
Several months later, her doctor told her she didn't have to take her medicine anymore, so Mrs. Smith decided to throw her leftover medications into the trash.
Sadly, what Mrs. Smith didn't know was that her granddaughter had been stealing some of her medications. Not keeping her medicine secure allowed her granddaughter to steal from her, and she overdosed.
This doesn't have to happen to you. Opiate diversion among families is a very real problem, but it can be prevented. Let's see what would have happened if Ms. Smith taken the proper precautions to secure her medications.
Here you go, Mrs. Smith. This is your prescription. Make sure to put this away in a safe place, preferably a lockbox.
You should never share your medications with anyone. Take your medications as prescribed.
Hey Grandma. Hey honey, my back is killing me.
Okay, let me help you set up appointments.
Okay.
Take inventory of how many pills you have and update it as pills are taken. Mrs. Smith was able to do this by marking down the date she started taking her medications on a calendar. This helped her know how many pills she should have left in her bottle.
If you no longer need to take your medications, make sure to dispose of them properly.
You can do this by participating in a Drug Take Back Day, which is hosted by the Drug Enforcement Administration as a way of safely collecting and disposing leftover medications.
You could also flush your medications down the toilet, which is what Ms. Smith decided to do.
Thanks to Mrs. Smith's protective steps, she was able to keep her family safe and prevent her granddaughter's death from an opioid overdose.
Opioid diversion is preventable. Remember these steps to properly secure your medications. Take an inventory of how many pills you have and update it as the pills are taken.
Never publicize, even verbally, that you have prescriptions. Invest in locking pills, bottles, or safe storage for your medication.
Keep your medication locked away in a secure place. Dispose the leftover medication properly, like flushing into the toilet. By taking this step, you can prevent opioid diversion and help save lives.
Opioid.
Three.
I didn't have to die today. This is how things can go differently.
Wait, hold on, what you been drinking?
Three.
One day, her grandmother.
This is Mrs. Smith. She was just prescribed opioids from her doctor, and while she knows that these medications can be dangerous in the wrong hands, she doesn't realize how opioid diversion can happen in her own home. Let's do it, someone.
Medication diversion occurs when individuals steal or use medications that were not prescribed to them. This is a very serious issue and it can be fatal, particularly when it comes to opioids. You guys are bad.
Three.
Medication diversion occurs when individuals steal or use medications that were not prescribed to them.
Really? Really? It's really right.